So, do you mind if I preach on baseball 2 weeks in a row? Yeah? 'Cause I'm going to do it anyway, right? Going to preach on baseball again, but not on the major leagues this time. No, I'm going to be preaching a little bit about the Little League World Series, which I don't usually follow, right? They even met for the finals there. Although, right before I entered formation, I was living in Massapequa. You saw Massapequa. Shores also got in, right? Representing, I don't know what they're representing, but they're from Long Island. So regardless of everything else that's going on, we're rooting for Massapequa. But, which I'll be staying in when I go on vacation after next weekend. I'll be staying in Massapequa at Maria Regina Parish. So pray for the folks down at Maria Regina. They're going to need the help. So, part of the Little League World Series, I imagine many of you have seen this viral video, as they call it, and the regional game down south of here. Texas East was playing Oklahoma, and you had this young pitcher on the mound pitching for Texas East named Caden. He was pitching, and he let this fastball get away from him, right? And he hit the batter named Isaiah, right in the noggin, huh? Knocked the helmet clean off. It was a nasty looking situation, huh? Yet Isaiah got up and dusted himself off after getting checked out and made his way to first base. But Caden wasn't looking to hurt anybody. And he found himself so overwhelmed at what had happened, the fact that he could have really hurt this other young man, that he started crying. And Isaiah, sitting there on first base, came over to the mound and hugged him and gave him words of comfort and consolation and encouragement, and how many remarked about what a wonderful sign of sportsmanship that was, huh? But I would suggest, my sisters and brothers, what we can see there is something far more important than mere sportsmanship. Of course, what Caden was trying to do was not easy. I've never thrown a pitch in a baseball game. I'm looking at all those elbows and knees and such. I can imagine I'd throw my back out. Even when I was 12, I think I'd throw my back out with all that movement to throw a baseball like that. And Isaiah, huh? Not doing something easy. Trying to hit a baseball at all, much less get hit a baseball for a hit. Tough work. But of course, we know, sisters and brothers, the work that we are called to, in a lot of ways, is far, far more difficult than throwing a baseball or hitting a baseball. Certainly, we are called to grow in our moral life, in our spiritual life, in our life of faith. Yeah, as if that wasn't difficult enough. But we are also called to witness. Our Lord tells us, sisters and brothers, how He has come to set the earth on fire and how He wishes it were already blazing. Our Lord sets the world on fire, my sisters and brothers, and He lights the matches. And you know what? We're the matches. He sends us, sisters and brothers, to set the world on fire, to go out and tell the good news of Jesus Christ. And as importantly, my sisters and brothers, to go out there and speak the truth. And speaking the truth, oh, my sisters and brothers, speaking the truth is going to get us in trouble, huh? Do you think Jesus came to establish peace on the earth? No, rather division. We speak the truth, oh, my sisters and brothers, like Prophet Jeremiah. Prophet Jeremiah spoke a truth people didn't want to hear, huh? and they threw him in a cistern. Prophet Jeremiah spoke the truth, and the princes said, "Oh, look at this prophet demoralizing all the people," by speaking such things to him. Of course, they reasoned that he is not interested in the welfare of the people, but in their ruin. And Jeremiah sank into the mud. You know, my sisters and brothers, if today were not Sunday, we would be celebrating the memorial of Saint Maximilian Kolbe, earning the crown of martyrdom in 1941, 1942 in Auschwitz, recognized by Holy Mother Church as a martyr of charity. But even before, how he even got to Auschwitz wasn't because of his ethnicity, but because of his witness. St. Maximilian had mastered the technology of that time to get the word out, to speak the truth loudly and boldly. And so he found himself in Auschwitz, and found himself in the death cell, and found himself poisoned, and found himself earning the crown of martyrdom. Oh, my sisters and brothers, Jeremiah sank into the mud. And as we go out and speak the truth, we ought not be surprised about a little mud around our ankles, huh? Yet, we know that our Lord will draw us out of the pit of destruction, out of the mud of the swamp, that our Lord will set our feet upon a crag, will make our firm steps, because he is our help and our deliverer. And he gives us, my sisters and brothers, as we go out, he gives us a great cloud of witnesses, both in heaven and here on earth. We are surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses so that we can persevere in running the race that lies before us. This cloud of witnesses who speak to us words of consolation, words of comfort, words of encouragement. Oh, my sisters and brothers, our challenge this week, our opportunity this week, is to look deeply at ourselves, deeply in our hearts, deeply into our minds, to recognize all those truths that we are afraid to speak, even to ourselves. To find the courage to speak those truths, knowing full well that it will set 2 against 3 and 3 against 2. But also that our hearts and our minds are open to those words of consolation, those words of comfort, those words of encouragement that God gives us in that great cloud of witnesses to help us out of the mud. Praised be Jesus Christ, now and forever.